Hello everyone. How are we doing today, guys? We've got a monthly. Oh, it's the last one of the season. Tolly, it's the end of the season. Yeah, she's out cold. She had a hard morning of checks notes, napping. So she is, of course, very tired. Yeah, look at that. Very sleepy girl. Oh man. I'm ready for a good monthly. Think it's gonna be a great time. Unfortunately, there's a 90-second delay. I forgot to turn it off before I went live. So, hello, past people. We'll do our best to still interact, but it will be a little bit harder. But honestly, we got a fun little bracket here. If I find the button here and if I type right. Let's see here. There's the button. All right. We got Razovi, Eonder, Yakub, Double, and of course the Walton Striker. Guys, this is going to be a good time. Obviously, we are set up for a lot of bangers here today. Best of ones, best of three, best of three, best of five, guys. It's going to be good. I genuinely think we're going to have a great day today. And I'm excited. Oh, man. Generator was the last band. Oh, we were so close. We were on the verge of greatness. All right, guys. But it's fine. We have a game. We've got two incredible opponents here that are ready to fight it out. A couple bucks, possible seeding into CS land, There's a lot of things that can come with this. And, well, I think we're going to be good here. All right. Guys, it looks like our players are ready to go. We're going to go ahead and get right out into game number one. Tolly didn't want to watch, apparently. Guys, Double versus Razovi coming at you right now. I love OBS. Spawning here in the top right-hand side, guys. With the probes, we've got Double. And in the top left, guys, we got the Terran hero. Give it up for Razovi. Alright, I wonder what we're going to get. Best of one. Obviously, you can get a little bit of cheese. It's always important to fill your diet with cheese. But it doesn't look like we're going to get any sort of proxy or anything. Razovi, not likely to cheese. Double, not cheesing, so. Of course, there is a chance that we see like a 2-fact or a quick DT build still, but I have a feeling we're going to get a good macro game out of these guys. Call it a safe bet. probe scout first. And it's not quite the right spot. Not quite it. Alright. SCV is going to come out here and it's going to go the right way, so. Razvi's going to get first scout here. Gas is coming in. Looks like a solid build overall. No Zealot out yet. We might be just saving straight for the Goon. Protoss, of course, is going to get a last scout. Razvi comes in here. Sees the Cybercore timing and the gateway. Alright, well, everything important is at home. Second pylon is at home. He hasn't scouted that yet, but alright. Zealot's going to pop out a little bit later, but this is already great for Razvi. He can park an SCV on the ramp here with some Marines behind it. Deny all of the scouting information. Zealot's going to come across, but that's not going to be that useful. By the time he gets here, we've already got 2 Marines. The probe dies. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Zealot's expected to do here. Go home, maybe. That's what he's expected to do. Alright, looks like we are going to drop and expand here. SCV's still alive and well. Or are we going to bait this? We don't have anywhere near the money. SCV's going to come in here, see the probe ready to make the Nexus. Double is going to drop the Nexus. We have a lot of money flowing. Yeah, he's going to have to. Not going to be anything too cheeky. Comes over here, spots this pylon location. Oh, beautiful mineral walk there. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to escape a ranged unit, but he made it look good. There's still a lot of Marines. Are we going to go for some crazy push with mines? Like some sort of FD push? No, it's going to be a Marine tank push. 7 Marines, a tank, SCV. Protoss was lucky enough to get the early scout of this with the Zealot. Now you want to use the Goons to try and pick off a Marine or 2 while you're traveling. You have a lot of shields. You got to be willing to trade it. Shield battery coming up here on defense. We've hurt some Marines. We haven't really slowed this down at all. We're only going to have 3 Goons. Battery's just finishing up. Vulture is out. Join the party. Oh no, we lose a Dragoon anyways. Alright, Vulture goes down to the probe. Alright, gonna heal up. Use the battery to its fullest extent. Alright, we get the tank. Getting the tank is huge here. This Dragoon somehow still alive. This probe with 2 kills. Probe is unstoppable. So is this Dragoon. Oh, it finally dies. This probe's got 3 kills. Oh! And in the end, all the Goons died of mines. Vulture coming over here. There is no additional Goon. We're just going to go for the full wall. Smart. We don't have any real follow-up right now. Just wall out the Terran. Make sure nothing silly happens. CC almost done on the back of this. We should have canceled this pylon. Bit of a mistake to let it finish. Alright. 2-fact into Starport. We get those tech and upgrades running pretty quickly here. Oh, well, that sucks. And there's the observer, just in time. Alright. Making sure no third base can come up, but I don't think Double's quite in a spot to actually take a third base at this point. So, but it costs Razvi nothing, and it's good to be doing. Alright, denying the mineral only just in case. Observer's coming in here. Sees 2 factories. Nothing else of note. Alright. Gonna come in here and clear out this third base. Alright, eBay coming up. There's a drop ship. What do we think's in here? Oh, it's going to be 4 vultures. Beautiful. Barely slowing down at all just to get everybody in. Yep, and we're just going to run the probes immediately. We get a couple of mines down, but the probe losses are the important thing here. Oh, losing drop ship's kind of sloppy. Alright, we're just going to get as many probes as we can here. If we had gotten the dropship out, that's beautiful. Because we didn't, it's still very good for Razvi, but I don't think it's as good. Like, the threat of another drop coming in later is going to keep Double on his toes, force him to keep goons in the main and such. But losing that dropship means that there's no more potential of that for a while. Not without a serious commitment into a second dropship, which is something that Razvi clearly has no interest in. Oh, gonna get in here just as the probe transfer comes in. Ah! Gets one. Oh no. Oh! 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 There it is! That's the money shot. Ah, baby. Third CC coming on up here. Oh, observer just flies out of range. Alright. Vulture setting up down here in the bottom right. There is a pylon wall, so getting in is not going to be something that's likely to happen. Alright. This poor probe has no idea what he's in for. Never mind, he's the luckiest probe. No, never mind. Yeah, he's bullied. No observer with this group of goons. Which ends exactly how one might expect. It didn't have to be like that. Oh, dives in. One vulture for... Ooh, yeah, actually saves the second one. So one vulture for the probe. Worth. Big round of zealots here. Love to see it. I feel like his goon count's kind of low, but I guess it's just because they're split up a lot. Maybe it is kind of low as well, compared to what it should be now. Razvi getting some Goliaths in the mix here too. He's got a healthier tank count. About a dozen tanks. Alright, dropship comes in. Bonk bonk. Alright, well. These 4 tanks. Oh, but pulling everything out of position here. We're going to clean this mineral line. Clean sweep. Oh, come on. 2 probes survived to tell the tale about this. Alright, yeah, I was going to say, 4 CC should be coming up right about now, and it is. Razvi knows what he's doing. Alright. These vultures, unfortunately, will not survive. But, I mean, a group of vultures for the entire mineral line, basically. It's not exactly a bad trade. But the big issue is that at the end of this, we have no Dragoons. Realistically, in this entire time, Razvi's been building up his tank count, right? His tank count is a fair bit higher than it used to be. The goon count isn't. We've made 2 rounds of zealots here. So we have 3 goons trying to deny this with +1 vultures. No upgrades on the for Protoss at all. That's painful. We don't have the Forge at our 3rd, so we just don't have one at all. We're getting our RBs, so it's going to be Gateway Man into RBs, but it's absolutely just... The fact that we don't have a Forge or anything is crazy. Alright, oh, we got to get these Goliaths out of here. We saved 3 of them somehow. I mean, a couple of control groups of zealots. We have a little too much here for that to be threatening. More vultures coming on out too. Taking 9 o'clock here. Bonk. Observer surviving with 2 health. Alright, well, the drops keep working. I don't know what we're trying to do with that guy, but... This guy has yet to kill a single worker. He does 75 damage and you can't kill a probe. Oh, he accidentally killed one with the Nexus. Nice. Alright, Terran looking for a fight. Razvi, after killing that, he's maxed out. He's up 50 supplies. Zealots are going to get on the underbelly here. But like I said, there is just too much tank here. This tank line goes so deep. We're going to lose a lot of tanks here, but does it matter? The answer is no. Double dropping 50 supply. Razvi only dropping 30. The problem is that the supply that double lost was all in Zealot. Oh, blue crystal. Protecting the tank. We've got to protect the vessel for later, you know? Yeah, now we're just bleeding out another 20 supply here. Battle Probe. Yeah, and at this point, Razovy is in direct command of this game. He's up 60 supply, going to remax soon. He could use more factories. He's going up to 9 facts. That should be hopefully enough. But as you max out, you just want more and more production, so that way it's quicker to remax. And Protoss is starting to fall apart, right? The natural, very low. Main, he actually hasn't mined that much of the main, so it survived a lot longer than it should have. Forced to take the mineral only because that's the only thing you really can at this point. Meanwhile, we got, 2.5 bases running here. Another CC coming down. Alright. It's cool that you got cannons here, but we have 1-1 vultures. And this is a perfect trade for Razovy. Coming in here, clearing the mineral line, that is A-okay for him. Anything that keeps double busy and losing supply. Yeah, exactly. GG is called. And with that, Razovy will take the best of 1. GG's. Very well played by Razovy. Unfortunately for him, that does mean he now has to play DeWalt. If I remember correctly. Yep, he will have to play DeWalt. It looks like Striker and Eon Zerg are playing their best of 3. All right, let's go ahead and get DeWalt in here. All right, go. All right. Oh, welcome back, Tolly. She's asleep. Man, that is how you spend your Saturday, right there. It's just sleeping all day, no bills to pay, no worries in the world. Look at that. Look at that. What do you think, girl? I think she's out of it. It's the answer. All right, guys, we are just waiting on DeWalt to come on back here. Is he streaming? He is streaming. He might be mid-ladder match. Oh no, he just got into the the channel. All right, perfect. So now DeWalt's here, and we've got Razovy, obviously. I expect this to be a more competitive TVP. Double tried his hardest, but he kind of fell apart pretty quickly against Razovy's aggression. Like, think back to the first fight, right? He lost all of his goons. He traded army even though he had a shield battery. He lost all of his goons. So it was an unfortunate game for Double from the start. However, DeWalt's a little bit better than that. Just a little bit better than that. Alright, guys. They are doing their banter right now. Unfortunately, it looks like Generator will not get played. Honestly, what a shame. Can't believe it, girl. She can't believe it either. Alright. Looks like we've got our maps. Just about. First and first in one end instead of second. Oh man. All right. Tyler, you breaking things with your mind. Huh, girl? After a long, hard morning of napping, she had the tough job of opening her eyes to figure out what that bang was, which I think was just my roommate in the kitchen. And then she closed her eyes again. Back to sleep. It's a hard life. But she's lucky she's cute. All right, guys. You know what else is great besides my dog? StarCraft. And the game is ready, guys. We have DeWalt versus Razzaby coming at you here. Best of 3. Let's go. Spawning here in the 12 o'clock position, guys. We have Razzaby. And in the lower right, we've got DeWalt. I don't know. Have we heard Jean say enough times "from Russia with love" every time he introduces DeWalt? Should we go with that? From Russia with love, it's DeWalt. I'm working on my caster impressions. Maybe if I pretend to be a caster, I'll know what I'm doing. That's the real goal here, chat. That I can someday pretend I know what I'm doing. Alright, DeWalt, not known for doing anything outside of the standard, so this should be a pretty simple macro game. Obviously, Razzaby, as soon as I said that last game, took that as a challenge and decided that he needed to be aggressive early. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, it's going to be standard opening here. It is always interesting to me, the players that understand DeWalt's going to do the same thing, so they just play standard, versus the players that know DeWalt's going to do the same thing and they try and cheese. So I don't know. I would love to see Razvi do something more aggressive, right? I'd love to see him really push for it. Alright, no Zealot. We got a Dragoon coming on out here. Oh, well, we missed the SCV. Alright, both pylons are here. Nothing to look for. Ooh. Did Razvi just not look in deep enough to see the gateway? Wait, what? Razvi, no! How? How did we mess this up? Oh no, Razvi, how? Alright. Oh, battery goes down. SV is unfortunately a little late to stop it. Alright. DeWalt has 3 goons out. They're all in the middle of the map. This is what you want to do for a push like this. DeWalt's going to show us the masterclass on how to rip this apart. Yeah, and the push is dead before it even arrives. Like, we're laying the mines way back here. The push is done. We're done. Time to go home. Yep, Nexus finishes. The battery never even used. Alright. Gonna get the CC going here. But now Razvi's just playing at a little bit of a disadvantage because he didn't get anything done. He didn't kill any goons. He didn't kill any probes. He didn't force out any major response besides the battery. Which, you know, some would argue is a lot for DeWalt, right? It's a sign of respect if you're dropping the battery. But what the heck? Stream is still running. Game is super laggy. Players are also experiencing it. Oh. This is unfortunate, chat. DeWalt gonna drop. It's interesting that, because I just checked and my BNet client still shows connected. So I'm still connected to BNet, and obviously the stream is still running. So we are doing fine, but it somehow DeWalt lagging out caused the issue. mean, Razby with a well-timed GG just as the lag started. Well, guess we have to go on to game 2. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, Razby left the game. Yeah, unfortunately. It kicked me back to the login screen. Crazy. Hang on, I gotta restart Brood War. Blizzard, it just works. Claude, can you fix can you fix Brood War's network? All right. So Razby's gonna do a quick restart just to make sure he wasn't the issue. Obviously, I just restarted as well. So, Aw. She just looks so cuddleable. Now she's out like a light. All right, so tournament rules state that if a game goes longer than 5 minutes, it's up to the admins to decide the result. On the one hand, DeWalt lagged out, so he should get the loss. On the other hand, he definitely was winning in that position, so just calling game state as is, DeWalt gets the map win. So I don't know. I have a feeling that Razby won't really care because he doesn't. Going into it, he said there's no real way for him to win against DeWalt, so. All right, we'll give Razby a minute to come back up. All right, yeah, all right. Yeah, Razby's willing to just concede the map. Which I think I get, you know. Tournament rules, I think DeWalt gets the map point anyways. But Razby's like, it doesn't matter. Just go. Which is also an understandable mentality. All right. Here we go, chat. Game number 2 between Razby and DeWalt. Hopefully this time with more content. Coming at you right now. Spawning here in the bottom right-hand side with the Terran SCVs. This man's got good internet. Give it up for Razby. And in the top left. In Soviet Russia, internet use you. It is DeWalt. Who had an unfortunate game 1 where he got dropped. We'll see what the players do. All right. Well, going for a very defensive pylon here, putting it right next to your Nexus. Allows you to build around your Vasping Geyser and such. Gives you some fun, more defensive options. That tells me that for some god-awful reason, DeWalt's listening to Twitch chat, that Razzavi might do like some sort of all-in. Which, of course, if you know Razzavi, you understand that is slim to unlikely. But never count the man out. I would love to see him go like 12 or 15 CC here, you know? Like, you don't need to be aggressive when you cheese. You can absolutely just be greedy when you cheese. Alright. Well, playing nice and standard. And this is what I meant. Razzavi going actually for a 13 CC here. I love that for him. Alright. CC into barracks, guys. Cross spawn CC first. The Protoss version of Artosis is crying right now. Artosis is in a cold sweat and he doesn't understand why. He doesn't know how to handle this. Like, yes, of course, this is good for Terran, but also Terran's gonna lose because of this. Yeah. The Artosis paradox is breaking down. All right, Gas finishes up here. Yeah. And there's nothing DeWalt can really do about this. He skipped Zealot, as he does. So he won't have anything until the goons show up. Alright, we beat back the probe. Marines are coming. We're going to get a safety bunker as well. I get this wall. I don't like it. Right? You're going to have to kill this bunker later on. So if you do this because of, you know, spacing and Zealots getting through and whatnot. But if you flip it, then you have this whole side open, which obviously only matters in the later game. And when you're doing something like this, you need to be ready for the cheese. He is just going to have to kill this bunker later on. Because, like, you can't rely on your units doing this. Like, vultures might squeeze through here by accident, but you're going to have tanks trying to get out here. And unless they're rallied up here, and they can go straight up, they're going to struggle. Alright, factory coming on up. Next is finishing. We're getting our robo, so 1 gate robo. Of course, DeWalt sees this and immediately has to do the greediest thing he can. So drop a Nexus, 1 gate in a robo. That's really what he can do at this point. NG base, so in case of a quick DT follow-up, we're ready for that. Alright, more Dragoons are coming across. Dragoon range finishing up here soon. So we should start hammering away at this bunker. Alright, we have tank on the high ground. We might be going siege mode first here. The fact he's keeping the tank up here tells me that he wants to siege it. Oh, we don't need this many SCVs. There it is, though. Bonk. The long bonk. Yeah, playing Siege first here, you're giving up map control. You're allowing Protoss to get the third base for free. However, you don't die. And when you go a CC first build, not dying is actually like a really good thing. It's kind of crazy how good that is. Alright. No observer. Oh, he does have the observatory. It's a little crazy considering he knows it's Siege first. But DeWalt is nothing if not consistent. He's going to play it safe, he's going to play it right, and he doesn't die. You got a bit of a turret ring going on here. We're going to do like a 4-fact all-in or something on 2 base. Like some sort of 4-fact plus 1 all-in. Okay, no, it's going to be a 5-fact. Good. Alright. We're at 4 tanks now. Ooh. These observers taking some serious heat. Not that we'll have Goliaths or anything to contest them, but... Alright, Reaver Shuttle could be powerful. We do have a turret and the eBay flying here for that little bit of extra range. There is still an opening right here, though. And I think DeWalt's going to see this and land, like, right here. You come in this way, you land right here, you fire... You click on this SCV, and then you load up and get out. I think that's absolutely a gap he can exploit. Alright, we've already got shuttle speed. Look at this thing go. Oh, no, he's crazy. DeWalt really doesn't want to win this one. DeWalt really doesn't want to win this one, guys. I don't really know what else to say other than that. That was so crazy. I don't know what he read there, that he was like, I'm just going to send it in. But it did not work. We do have our forge spinning, so that is an advantage. But Razavi's got to be feeling pretty good right now. This isn't really like get aggressive. Happy. Yeah, look at this. Turret here, his tanks actually can't get around. Going through a mineral line. Yeah, like I said, this bunker's got to go. If you want your units to get out, the bunker's got to go. Ugh. Traffic. Nice. Free observer. He is going to set up to try and take this base here. The mineral-only base on this map is so defendable for Terran. It really makes sense. Alright, Slug 2 is out. DeWalt not letting a single vulture by. He knows what's going on. DeWalt's played this game once or twice. Third CC is already ready to go at 10 minutes, so it's just got to float on over. Alright, we still got... Alright, our first real wave of zealots is coming out here. Around what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 gates on 3 base. Okay. We really do have nothing over here. Holy zoom. Alright, we have a second turret here now. But DeWalt wouldn't try YOLOing onto this side again, would he? He really would. The man is nuts. Doesn't have scarab damage yet. We are going to lose these depots, which sucks. But that is kind of a dud of a drop. Is this really all it's going to get done? Alright, killing that tank sucks. We could do a little bit better about trying to actually engage this thing. Alright, this Reaper's getting way too much damage done for free. Actually crazy. Alright, the nice thing about Raspy is he had a lot of extra depots. Big fight here in the middle. Zealots are running in, but they are getting gunned down. Vulture's in a really good spot. Tank line goes deep. Unfortunately, reinforcing Zealots come on in here, and the tanks are just thinning out here as everything kind of runs out. GG is called. And DeWalt takes the series 2-0. Ah. A great fight from Razovy there. He really tried. He really put up one hell of a fight. And unfortunately, in the end, it just wasn't it. But it's not over for him yet. Because we do have a third place match, which will be between Razovy and Striker. I think that's going to be a banger, personally. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased. All right, guys. I think we're going to be spoiled here in a minute. But first, go fill your water bottles. Go pet your dogs, guys. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Razovy versus Striker. Best of 3. Don't go anywhere. Hello, hello. We are back. Tal got a good couple of kisses. Our players are vetoing still. Guys, best of 3. Uh, love this game, guys. All right. Players are figuring out their vetoes still. Vetoes are a hard thing to figure out. Oh, don't give me that big side, Tolly. I come over here to give you guys quality StarCraft, and she's upset that I'm not cuddling her. Tolly, this is how you get your kibble. You know that? Do you like dinner? Yeah, you do. Look at those ears perk up. There's a reason you're over 100 pounds. And if Jinx is 100, you're probably a $120. You're always about 20, 30 pounds heavier than her. Who is it? Second guessing if we need to bark at whatever that noise was. Good girl. As you can see, my dog is very, very active. All right. All right. Let's see here. Will you work now? Damn, Blizzard intern really did nuke my bot. I can't believe it. Blizzard, why? All right. Maybe now it works. All right. All right. Attitude will be our map. Everything's just on attitude today. I don't think we fixed the overlay at all this stream, so. All right. Now does it work? Woohoo! We beat Blizzard, guys. The bot works. You knew this 90 seconds ago, but unfortunately, I forgot to turn the delay off before we started, so there's a 90-second delay between us. But what there's no delay between is us right now and starting the game. Because right now we are loading into Striker versus Raspberry best of 3 starting on Attitude. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand side. Guys, we've got Razov. Top left. You know him, you love him. Guys, it is Striker. This man will be at CS Land 4, guys. If you ever needed a reason to go to CS Land, first of all, it's a $5,000 tournament where like the best of the best are going to be. Do you need another reason? But in case you did, Striker will be there, Artosis will be there, Hawk will be there, G5 will be there. Guys, it's turning into like a pretty competitive event actually. That if you wanna meet the top players, this is what you're looking at. All right, we're gonna go for a wall in here. All right, Tyler, did you bark at it? Did you tell him who's boss? Did you mess up the blanket some more? Why do I bother making my bed? Alright, so we got a wall coming on up here for Razavi. Striker, though, is going to go for a nice simple hatch first here on 12. You can't beat the 12 hatch. It is a quality build. Especially against Terran. Because even if they BBS, you still can hold it if you're good. And Striker, he's kind of good, actually. So, yeah, I don't blame him from doing this. Yeah, there's the pool and the gas. Overlord will find Terran first. Does look like he saw that Overlord, so he knows where Zerg is. Alright. Plug up the wall just in case. Drone can go back because there's nothing for him to find anymore. I'm curious if Striker's going to go for like a quick third hatch or something. It would make sense, right? Like, I think he's in a good spot for it. No, does not appear so. He is content with the lead he's building. He's getting his lair. No need to be more than greedy. Alright, CC is also down. Second rack's coming on up here. Alright, we get in here. We confirm everything. There's only 2 lings. That's not a concern. We're just gonna sit back. Striker has no incentive to do anything but move towards 2 hatch Muta. That's really all he needs to do. It's Razavi. If he wants to get something done, he has to go do it. Which I assume he'll move out with a, like, you know, a stim timing just to force the Sunkens. But I don't know. Alright, Lings move up here. There's nothing for them to get done. The wall's still in place. There's plenty of Marines. And look at this. He's tempting. He really wants to get that Marine kit. He's trying to count the Marines. Right? Comes up here. Okay, he's like, alright, there's 4 there. There's 5 here. He is just trying to figure out what he can get from this. Alright. Medics pop. Does seem like this is our time. Razavi had a little bit of struggle getting through here, but nothing that Striker can capitalize on. We scan, we see the 2 creep colonies going down. We really want to make sure they become Sunkens, though. We want them to spend that extra money. Like that. Oh, it just catches the hatchery. It would catch creep here, so if he took the main, it wouldn't be seen. But because he took the natural, it does get seen. Alright, mutas are gonna pop here soon. We have a small window to get in here and set up for when the mutas arrive. To try and take a good fight. Hatchery is done, so it will be able to pop its own mutas or links. Yeah, he cancels it, whatever was building there. Oh, we're just going to sacrifice the bio to try and get the hatchery. Oh, and we get it. Worth. Unfortunate, but worth. Killing Zerg's third as it finishes is so bad for Striker. Alright, the big problem is that we don't have any turrets at home, right? This barracks is completely undefended. So we have to slap down turrets as quick as we can. Our natural is kind of fine. We have the bunker. But there's a lot of mutas. We love the double stim. Alright. 1 meter goes down, 2 meter goes down. The Ling's running. Oh no. It what seemed like a worthwhile attack, killing off the third. Just ended with him losing the game. GG's. Very decisive win from Striker. Very well played. And on the surface, it seemed like a good play because it, you know, killing that third base is great, but Striker just knew you'll have no response at home. It's a turret for done in time. There might be something. But he didn't, so that's it. Oh, baby. Generator survived somehow. I have to actually go fetch it. All right. All right, Striker's up 1-0 as we go on to the greatest map to ever exist from a totally unbiased opinion. Hers. It's her unbiased opinion. Right, Tali? You think Generator's the greatest map ever? Yeah, she just said yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and get on into game number 2 here when these players are ready. Players are ready, guys. Game number 2. On Generator, we have Razavi versus Striker for 3rd place in our monthly. Spawning here in the top left, guys. We have Razavi. And in the bottom left, we have Striker. Alright. Let's see what these guys can get up to. Obviously, this map is a little bit special. You might have noticed the fastest minerals. These will disappear at about the 56-second mark. So about 6 more seconds of these guys being in existence. And all it really does is take your early game and make it zoom. Alright, Striker with a split. Razavi with a split. And now it's into a normal game. It does seem like 9 hatching is the meta here on this map. But it's like 9 hatch after Overlord. Because you want to keep mining those minerals for as long as possible. An 11 CC. Alright. Okay. I like it. Alright. Zerg, are we going to go for a quick 3rd hatch? Or are we going for a scout? Oh, he wants to check the middle too, so. No cheese has ever worked on this map though, so I think we're fine. But Sun's telling him to go cross map. Spawning pool almost done. We just about have enough gas for our lair. That should start pretty instantly. Busy sending the drone up, getting that scouting info. There's the lair. Alright. Quick 2 racks follow up here. Drone is wiggling around. Oh, found the SCV. Yeah, we'll get in here. We see the CC is mining. There's no Marines yet. There's the first one. Now you have an idea of what's happened here. Alright. Toolings come up here. They will just keep an eye on what's happening from the Terran's perspective. Everything else goes home. Layer finishes. You should see the spire go down. Nice. Bonk, bonk. Alright. Oop. Lean got a little too close to the sun there. This SCV is just being a little pain. It was single sunken coming down just to be safe. AFK SCV checking for other bases. Scouting SCV finally goes down. Spire's over halfway done. That's really all the timing you need to know. NG base finishing up on time. We should have our turrets. Since we got the CC first, we have a lot of extra money. So we should absolutely have our turrets ready this time. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, he just drops the hatchery right in front of the SCV. I like that. That's a flex. That is you styling on him. Alright. Scan goes down, sees one sunken. It's going to see Muda's pop. Good scan here to grab the Overlord. That will hurt. We are now supply blocked. And now there's no damage the Mutas can get done. However, the Bio Ball does just return home. There's no attempt to try and cancel the third this time. Nothing of the kind. He learned from last game. He's like, I'm not dying to something stupid this time. And honestly, I respect that. Striker, he doesn't quite have the meat account yet to get anything done. Queen's Nest coming on up here. Third hatch done. Does he go for like a crazy Zerg here or something? Like, is that the play? I don't know. All the Marines are up here ready and waiting. eBay's blinking away. It's just a 2-on-1, so we're getting our attack pretty quickly. Alright, that's a hive coming up here. Additional macro hatchery. Guys, this is going to be pretty crazy Zerg. Alright, we're going to trade off some Marines here to try and thin the bio ball, it seems. Or the bio ball just lets us get away. That was weird. Oh, there's so many turrets here. God, turrets suck. Never mind. Why was I concerned? Alright, nope. We did end up with a Hydra Den, so it's not crazy Zerg. What a shame. I feel like we could have skipped it. Like when your Hydras are coming out after your hive is already done, or close to done. Yeah, I don't see the point in Hydras at this point. They just feel a little too delayed, right? Alright. Nidus is coming on up here. Nice, free Marine. Unfortunately, the rest of the Marines will not be nearly as free. We got a couple of tanks here. Tanks will be good against the lurkers. We have Scourge to help out. Against tanks, you do not want to stack your lurkers. It's not like you do against an SK Terran. Oh, that was sloppy. There are a lot of potholes out here. This could be an upstate New York road. Alright. Battle drones getting a little adventurous. Alright, Defiler is out. It's only a matter of time before the orange cloud stops Terran. Oh, unless we just let it get irradiated. That orange cloud will be, in fact, a little bit longer now. Alright, Consume finishes just in time. Alright. And with the orange cloud, we are fine, just fine. Alright. We just double up our orange cloud. Oh no. Oh, what? We actually got that? What? Alright, we consume the irradiated Defiler. Love that. Alright, Dark Swarm here. Oh, that's close. Yeah, this grind has kind of slid to a halt. Meanwhile, Striker is expanding, taking the bottom right, making sure Terran can't take 12 o'clock. Razby does have a third CC coming online, but it looks like he's going to end up taking the mineral only here. Dropships are going to come in here. Try and save this. Yeah, not going to get much done. Oop, Overlord farm. Small, organic, single batch overlords here. Alright. Two of them actually escaped for no good reason. Lots of fire bats. Vultures with mines? Okay. A bit more of a popular, like, semi-mech transition. We're not really committing to the mech. But we've got vultures with mines. Alright. Well, we killed a mine. It only took all of our lings. Alright. Terran's over here looking for a fight too. We obviously have the Nidus Canal, but there's only one Defiler. Okay, two more are gonna pop here. Let's be like, how do we only have one Defiler? Oh, Plague! Ooh! Oh, second Plague! Ooh! Mine kills a Defiler. Not an interaction Blizzard really expected, I don't think. Alright. Trying to get some links forward here. But we don't really have the Defilers to push forward. We have a lot of supply. We have 130 supply. Where is it? God knows. I'm genuinely not sure where he's got 130 supply. Oh, it's probably in all these ultras that are popping. Alright, yeah. Ultras will solve this issue pretty quickly. We do have our armor upgrade and their speed upgrade. Look at them go. Alright. Oh, a little bit of overkill. Dropship gets in here. Two vessels are going to come into support. Alright, we should probably send in the Ultra first. Plague. He irradiates the lurker of all things on his way out. Yeah, but now Striker is free. Master has given Dobby an opening. Dobby is free. Alright, Terran's trying to take a fourth base here while we run in. Doesn't really have the firepower to get in there though. Not against Dark Swarms. In fact, that entire bio ball is gone. Alright, some forces trickling on in here. There's now a lot of forces flying on in here. Yeah, the irradiated cows work more like just AoE damage. Yeah, and this is just how Terrans die. The mine's not bad. but not good enough. GG. Oh, man. Good try. Good try from Razvi. The game looked really good. Striker just finally broke out of the contain. GG's. Well played all around. You know what that means, guys. That means it's time for a best of 5 between DeWalt and Eonzerg. Yeah, it's done. Vetoes yet? All right. Fireworks, brother. It is the 5th. It is also 12:30. All right. This is our last series of the day, chat. And it's going to be DeWalt and Eonzerg, who have fought tooth and nail to get here. Right, Tolly? Boop. You're a good girl. Yeah, she's a sleepy girl. Aww. Do you want me to hold your paw? Just help you sleep? Good girl. All right, guys. Players are doing their vetoes now, so it'll be just a minute here, and then we get into this. DeWalt beating Razvi, Eonzerg beating Striker. Man, these guys fought to get here. And now that they've earned it, they're going to have to fight for first place. Who's going to win today's monthly? Obviously, DeWalt's always favored, but Eonzerg has taken series off him before, I'm pretty sure. I know he's taken maps off him in these monthlies. I think he did beat him once. I'd have to review the tapes. All right. All right, guys. Game number 1's coming on up here. We've got a map. Oh, I'm just perfectly blocking you. Camera doesn't get to see you being cute, laying in your favorite spot next to me. This is actually the girl's just favorite spot in general because it is right behind me. Good girl. All right, our players are ready. Guys, game number 1 of our grand finals here. We've got DeWalt and Eonzerg sending it in. Let's see how this is going to go. Spawning here in the... we're going to shift tab on these ones. 12 o'clock position, guys. We have Eonzerg. And in the lower left, we have DeWalt. All right. Let's see what we get out of these guys. I would imagine some sort of overpool or 12 pool against Protoss to be safe, but I guess DeWalt's not really a cannon rush kind of guy, so you can just not care. Nice hiding the drone. Probe comes in here, sees that there's no spawning pool. Oh, the hatchery should be going down right now. How is the vault gonna respond? Let's see. Oh, he's just gonna 13 next. Okay, I respect it. He's like, what are you gonna do, silly Zerg? Alright, we're spitting at the probe. Alright, and then there's a forge. Okay, so he's doing the forge back gateway forward, the more modern wall design. Overall, though, keeping it nice and simple. Alright, lings are out, which means this probe's days are numbered. They might be a big number, but they are in fact numbered. Alright, first cannon goes down. Alright, layer coming on up in the natural, interesting. I don't think he saw that. It's hard to tell, but I don't think he saw it. Alright, third base coming up here at one of the higher grounds. Spire up. Probe coming in to scout. That's not going to be good for our boy Eon. He's going to get... Oh, never mind. Game of chicken here. Will you scout or will you not? Okay, now it's time to scout. Seize the layer. I hate the clicking. There we go. Get that probe eventually. But I mean, we are on 3 base economy. Newalt hasn't sent anything to scout the other base. Corsair is coming up here. Alright, Zealot's hiding. hatchery Hydra coming down as part of the wall. Corsair. Alright. Ooh, okay. We're going to follow him with the Scourge. Alright, keep him guessing. He should get away here. I think there's no good reason. Oh, hello, the one I was following. The one that had no good reason to hit. Actually hit. Oh. Another pair? Yeah, there's no getting that, unfortunately. However, we will take another one for a consolation prize. That's nice. Alright, we have overlords positioned at all the entryways. Yeah, you gotta get overlord speed now because of the DT. You should always get overlord speed, but usually you can put it off a little bit because, you know, you're not too worried. Like, you can handle the Corsairs pretty well. But with DTs, you definitely need to speed. Bonk. Bonk. We got our overlords here. Hydra's patrolling. We have a Dark Archon here. Good first storm. That's a lot of hurt Hydras. I do like the Dark Archon because we weren't sure if it was going to be a meter transition or not. But since it's not, it can just use its energy to have some real fun. Four Templar. Oh, that storm's gonna actually kill a few of those softened up Hydras. Zealot's gonna come out here again. There's really not that much to contest them, especially as legs kick in. We want one armor first instead of attack. That makes these things incredibly tanky. Unfortunately, Zealots do get a little bit out of their way. We have some Hydras at home that could help push this, but you got to be careful about the Corsair counterattack and such. So, alright, the egg needs to go apparently. We got a robo coming on up here. Drone trying to take a base. Is going to get chased back. Oh, nope. Doesn't quite make it to the safety. All right, Hydra's coming in. That's a lot of Dragoons. Zealots on the side. This is a little bit of a disjointed push here. We don't really have the Hydras to win it either. Oh, hello, Overlords. Do you have anything in you? Nope, just scouting, just taking a look. He's going for a little look-see. DeWalt taking the fake high ground. It's not great. Obviously, it's got like no gas. It's got very few minerals. It's not a great base. It's kind of defendable. It's really the big thing it's got going for it. All right, we got a lot of potholes set up here. They're well placed, so one storm will only hit one pothole. All right, we snipe a Templar. Great stormed up top here. We don't have anything defending these lurkers now. The goons are coming in here. The goons will rip these apart. Lurkers are really just the anti-zealot thing. You need the Hydras to stop the Dragoons. And unfortunately, we just don't have the Hydra numbers. Like, you look at the supplies, and it's just not great. Alright, let's circle back down, grab these lurkers. Alright. Rod's gonna push in here. We maelstrom a single lurker. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 maelstrom right there. There we go. That's a maelstrom. That's a couch lock. That's me and the boys stuck on the couch. Poor Dark Archon has no energy, no ability to do anything. He's just kind of stuck here. We are kind of surrounding the Protoss army, but reinforcements, a lot of zealots coming out up here. 8 more zealots coming in a fight we are barely holding. All right, it looks like defender's advantage will be enough here for Zerg. Well, sticking around maybe a little too long, but he is just going to right-click a few zealots into that mineral line. Granted, there's not a lot here to kill, but I mean, that's 3 zealots that were going to die anyways, right? So that's really nice, actually. All right, we're going to send him out into the natural mineral line. Gets a drone. We are going to take this base. Big Protoss army moving through here. Big Zerg army moving through. Getting some free overlords. All right, we have 100 energy. Oh, look at that. There's how you maelstrom. Oh, that is so many dead Hydras. Right. Lots of lings coming out here with the Hydras. We're still on lair tech, so this is still battle Zergy. The lurkers are just here to hopefully help hold something. Yeah, DT and a shuttle. We got 4 DTs and a shuttle. All right. There are a lot of Scourge here along the way, so... Yep. We actually get one out. That's crazy. All right. However, we were paying attention, so that'll get a couple of kills, but not that much. All right, DeWalt is just pushing around with his army. Like, all he wants to do is just kind of poke in, see what he can do here, poke in there, see what he can do there. This is a lot of cannons. We pull a few probes to body block, yeah, and those cannons will continue to just do work. Oh, no! Dark Archon! No! Alright, by Observer. We didn't need that one anyways. Alright, we deny bottom right. We're going to deny this fake high ground. Alright, we're going to actually push in here. DeWalt thinks he found a weakness here. He does think, he seems to have enough force that he can probably break through here. If he pulls these guys back in. Definitely a lot of potential here for DeWalt to win. He's just, like, Eon Zerg's supply is slowly dripping. He's about to drop below 100 supply again. DeWalt, obviously the macro machine that he is, just storming everything to death. Oh, whoopsies. Well, you know, we talked DeWalt up a little bit, but everyone's got a whoopsie, right? All right. Oh! Oh! What a storm drop. Oh, and... Alright, we will Archon them. GG is called. And DeWalt takes a 20-minute banger of game number 1. GG. Well played. DeWalt fought very hard for that. Alright. Guys, we are going to go to game number 2, which is going to be on Attitude. Alright. If Blizzard lets me make the game. It's always the caveat. As if Blizzard lets you host the game, then we can do it. Hi, girl. Are you throwing a tantrum because I'm not laying there with you? Yeah, she is. All right, here we go, guys. Players want no breaks on this train. Game number 2, Eon Zerg versus DeWalt on Attitudes. Coming at you right now here, guys. Hope you're ready. All right, spawning here in the bottom left-hand side, guys. We've got DeWalt. And then the top left, guys, we have Eon Zerg. All right. Let's see what these guys are up to. Oh. Alright, we're just going to drop a full pause here. Great start. Apparently the lag is worse than what I'm experiencing. I do love that they're blaming me as if DeWalt wasn't the one who lagged out of a game before. Right, we'll see what they do. Unfortunately, lag is just like that. Yeah, there's immediately the 9 pull goes down. Alright, forge first, nice and safe. Alright, probe's in here. He knows what's gonna happen. Okay, single cannon defense. We're waiting to see how many links pop, right? And it is just one set to start. One set you don't really have to worry about. 2 sets, you need a cannon. 3 sets, you want a second cannon. But it seems we will be fine for now. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna go down. This Overlord's just chilling. He's like, oh, yep, alright, you're doing things. Nice. Snap that poor probe. Okay. Nothing fancy coming on up here. Alright. Eon Zerg goes 9 pull into 3 hatch. Okay, it's gonna be like a 9-7-3. Okay. I think a 9-7-3 has some merit here. I mean, when in doubt, all in, right? All inning is absolutely the strategy. should be it. Yep, there's 7. That should be a drone in there. Probably one more drone. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I love when a Zerg plan comes together. Yep, there's the 3rd drone. And now it's just Hydras from here on out. Alright. The Zealots here. We're going to have to bring the Lings back. Alright, he sees the Hydra. Jig is up. Great Ling micro there. Each Ling only getting hit once until the end. Alright. We're going lair on the back of this? That's crazy. Alright, we're going up to 5 cannons. Corsair, it's just gonna go out and see what it can find. At this point, you gotta see what the follow-up is, you know? Alright, free gateway. Yeah, getting it through 5 cannons is going to be incredibly hard work. I'm actually not really convinced we can get a bus done here. And neither is he, which is why the Spire's coming on up now, I would assume. Yeah, it looks like his own faith and is all in. That's about it. Gotta send in a link just to make sure the cannons still work. You never know when they're randomly gonna stop working. Temple Archives coming on up here. Yeah, every once in a while you need to sacrifice a link to the cannons. Appeasement, you know. Alright. Zealot speed should be finishing up here momentarily. These Hydras they're gonna try and battle a little bit, but he's trying to save the Overlord, but yeah, okay. He'll get the Corsair to go away for now. The Zealots want the bigger prize of running across the map. The thing is, on the back of a 973, you don't really have money. So he's already spotted the lair and the spire and everything. So knowing that Eon Zerg spent all of this money on trying to get back into a attacking position, he knows there's going to be an opening here. And I mean, a Muta Sunken and 2 Hydras. Not going to stop. How many? What is it? 7 Zealots with +1. Alright, the rest of the mutas come in here though. Only 1 drone splat. Alright. Cannon comes up here. 2nd cannon, 3rd cannon, Dark Archon, Light Archon. No more Corsairs though. fly in here. Just look around. You gotta protect the Dark Archon. Make sure there's no way for that to get picked off. It needs a lot of time to get energy. Ooh, nice. Get the chorus there. Getting the Corsair there is a great little win. Alright. Dark Archon moving towards 100 energy, which means we do have to be very careful how we engage. The last thing you want is all your mutants to get maelstrommed and stormed. That is just something you do not want to happen, and it happens a lot actually. So that is exactly something we're going to try and avoid here. Alright, Hydra's coming over here, making sure they secure this spot. That Zealot never stood a chance. But that's exactly why the Zealot was there, so that way DeWalt knows, okay, you're going to start playing into another base in the top right. Bringing in the Overlords just in case there's an invisible man. Only 4 Templar. He tends to keep his Templar count pretty low at the start. But he also spent 2 to make an Archon. But last game as well, he was only at 4 for a while. Does seem like he just wants to have more goons and firepower. That's the trade-off. Alright, the potholes have begun. Man, Department of Transportation doesn't do nothing around here with all these potholes. Alright, we have to delete a pylon and 2 cannons to get out of here. That's unfortunate. Alright. We have a fair amount of Hydras here. We actually have a pretty nice contain. Do have to be careful about the Dark Archon. It's about to have 2 Maelstroms. We'll hit back a little bit. And this is all just setting up to avoid getting stormed. Alright, pack of Hydras will get stormed. What was that? 6, 7 Hydras for an Observer. That slows him down a little bit. Alright, that poor lurker. Alright, we're just dropping storms anywhere we can. God, Scourge are so stupid. Why? Why, Scourge? God. That was an absolutely dead Observer. great use of the maelstroms here. But Zerg's trading out really well, actually. Alright, this is one Zealot. Gets a little adventurous, trying to find where the lurkers are. Good kill on that observer. Alright, Protest has decided it is time to send it. A lot of goons here that we're not contesting, so we are losing lurkers. This is a lot of lurkers. We can get the Templar. Nice, that's 2. That's 3. There's so much more up top here. The bottom is just broken, though. Well, we're going to send it on in, try and sandwich right here in the choke point. Maelstrom goes down. There's no follow-up, though. The mutants are just going to sit here until they naturally die of old age. Alright, but there's so much Protoss coming out now. These lurkers, there's only 4 of them. They're trying their hardest, but the Zerg numbers are thinning so quickly. Supplies are dead even, though. This actually is surprisingly good. 2-1 versus 1-2. Reinforcements coming in from all across the map here. And in this moment, Defender's advantage really shines. While there's so much red traveling across the map, it is not here yet. And DeWalt's gateways are, in fact, right here. Alright, he's going to drop the Nexus here, get his third base going. It's almost 16 minutes. You are in desperate need of getting that moving. Meanwhile, we have taken another base here for Zerg. We still have the 2 mineral-only bases up for grabs. And yeah. That was a very good contain. It lasted long enough to really start getting him to mine out. And that was really, if DeWalt didn't break out there, that's game over. Because, like, look at this. Oh. Tali had a bad dream. And DeWalt's crazy here. DeWalt is still fighting, even though he can't actually really afford to replace these units. Like, the Templar are probably the only thing he can afford to replace right now. Dragoons and Zealots, he's got no income. Zerg's gonna come in here, catch the probe line as we're long distance mining. Kind of set up in between the army and the rally here. If we had more stuff, we don't have link speed even. Look at those links. They're so slow. Alright. We'll try, but Zerg at this point is kind of just throwing away tiny armies. And that's the only way that DeWalt keeps in this game. He keeps taking just silly fights that he shouldn't win. And he keeps winning them. Alright. Alright, yeah. And there it is. DeWalt realizes there's nothing he can do. He taps out. GG. Zerg takes game number 2. Guys, what an absolute series we have on our hands. Huh. All right. Apparently, DeWalt. Huh. DeWalt says the lag is just too unplayable. All right. We're testing out some things here because DeWalt, um, he said that the lag is just too much for him and he is unable to play. So we are testing out, seeing what we can do here. And yeah, unfortunately, it does seem like he just has no interest in playing the finals in the current laggy situation. All right, yeah, it's DeWalt seems to be just having a bad internet because mine's working just fine. Ian and I just did a test, so unfortunately, it does seem like DeWalt is just gonna forfeit the tournament today, which is unfortunate because DeWalt is a really good guy. All right, guys, yeah, it's unfortunate. It sucks, but it does mean that Eon Zerg wins. Not the way we expected it to go, not the way we wanted it to go, but GG's to Eon Zerg. And, well, that's all I got, guys. It's unfortunately it may be ending a little early, but that's it for today, guys. Until next time, we're going to send you off to somebody. Yeah, DeWalt's not even streaming because his stream kept crashing. Like, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to send you over to somebody that you need to bully. Up a Tree is a good friend, guys. He's doing a challenge where if he doesn't beat Elden Ring in a co-op, he has to shave his head. So we've been making fun of him a lot. But guys, until next time, I hope you all have a great time. I'll see you guys next weekend for IPSL Round of 4. Best of 7s, guys. Eon Zerg versus Dragon. No. Rhett versus Dragon. And Bonnet versus Hawk. Guys, we have a banger round of 4. Make sure you tune in. Until next time. Peace.